Okay, I'm back. Apologies for this. So I might actually just restart on Instagram as well. So apologies for this. It's a challenge sometimes with the internet because certainly the internet is not working, and that's what just happened. So we are back on again, and hopefully we are on. So thank you for joining. So find a comfortable seat. We will start now. So find a comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your heels, you can sit on a couple of blocks. And we are just going to start. Oh, hi Lucy, you found me here as well. So I am back on Facebook, hopefully as well. And it was just the internet connection that fell out. So we'll start just resting the hands on the abdomen. So I like to think of the navel center and the solar plexus. So whatever you resonate with, you can rest your hands here. And on the inhale, just feel the breath move into the hands. And just exhale out through the nose and mouth. Inhale into the hands. And breathing out. So it is as if you can take that breath into this place of fire, the fire of transformation, the fire of power, of change, the fire that can destroy what we no longer need. That might be lethargy and just being tired, or maybe it's a frustration or anger. So just breathe that into your fire at your solar plexus or your navel center and exhaling it out. And feel the expansiveness with every inhale, and then start to feel a bit more of a contraction with every exhale. So we are activating this center around the navel, around the solar plexus. So paying attention to this sacred fire, allowing us to feel this sometimes very sensitive space. So if you're pregnant, or if you just need more support and gentleness around the abdomen, this is the breath you're going to continue with. And if you are ready to move a bit more, we'll come into Kapalabhati, a skull shining breath. If you're not used to that breath, just breathe. If you feel dizzy or uncomfortable, you just breathe naturally again. Otherwise, you take a deep breath in. The exhale will be short and sharp through the nose. So we try to breathe through the nose here. So it's like... So little by little, to quickly do those exhale. The inhale comes in on its own, then we exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So the breath is in the abdomen, you're not moving your whole. So continuing on your own, that exhale, exhale, exhale. So it is like you have something on your nose and you're just trying to deep breath out. We'll do one more round. So let's breathe in together. And we start. So keep this breath going. It's called Kapalabhati, or the skull shining breath. So you can imagine when you exhale, you clean, or you get that shine from the bottom of the spine all the way along the spine, through the back of your neck, through your skull. So it cleanses out any kind of heaviness in your head, in your mind. You might feel it cleaning your nostrils as well, which is absolutely fine. And then slow down the breath, exhaling it completely. And then just a natural breath in. And just breathing. So if it's comfortable for you to close the eyes, just stay with your eyes closed. Just letting your body breathe. Feeling that inhale and exhale. Maybe a little bit more lightness in your body and your mind. So we'll bring the palms together in front of our heart center in a prayer, so we can have this moment just to connect with our hearts, the fire in our hearts, our passions, the loves in our heart. And perhaps here there's an intention or dedication for your practice. Maybe it is to ignite the fire so that you feel stronger and more stable, that you are able to release and transform the medicine that this time is giving you, so it becomes nourishment and nurturing. It might just be that you feel really tired and exhausted today, and that you are ready to let the body and the breath move. So we'll breathe in together. The exhale, we sound the breath with an Om. So let's breathe in. And let's meet on the hands and knees. So wonderful to see. Yes, if you can't do it now, if you're just coming in, then we will upload the classes on Facebook and YouTube. So we are on our hands and knees. Spread your fingers out really wide. Press the hands into the floor. Lift up into your shoulders. So hands and knees are always a good place to start. So finding that stability, finding support in your lower back, and we'll keep this breath going. So we will really use that exhale, feeling that lift through the belly. We'll inhale, look up, lift the sitting bones. Exhale, strongly lifting through the pelvic floor. The abdomen lifts, your head can drop. Inhale. Exhale, rounding in. So as you continue this movement, you are using not just moving your head or your spine or your pelvis. This is moving with the breath. Inhale to look up. Exhale, hug it in. Beautiful. And so we'll find a neutral spine, so we're not arching or rounding the back. We'll tuck the toes under. We'll keep lifting up into the shoulder blades, so we have that strength of the fire to support us. All we're going to do here is just lift the knees off the floor. They're just an inch or two off the floor, but maintain that strength through the back, so you keep that support. Bring the knees back down again. Keep that support and strength. And we'll keep that nice length through the spine as we lift the knees one more time. And from here we'll stretch back, downward dog, keep the knees bent, but keep the long spine, the hips lift up. And so we'll start to move. Now you can start to straighten out a little bit. Feel the length through the back of the legs, coming into a downward facing dog. So again, you can keep the knees bent to support your back and feel the strength through your legs. If you're more flexible, you can start to straighten the legs a little bit. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale into a plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, all the way to the floor. Inhale, Cobra pose or upward dog, and downward facing dog. So let's keep this moving. Inhale into a plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to a back bend. Downward facing dog. One more time like that. Inhaling into a plank. exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift your heart. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. So from here, let's step the feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, reach your left leg behind you. Keep that long waist in your right side. Downward facing dog. Right leg extends. Keep space in your left side so you're not collapsing. Draw your right knee to your nose. Stay here breathing. So you're rounding the back now, just like that. Exhale. Knee comes to the nose. Right foot is off the floor. Extend the right leg behind you again. Now the knee comes to your left upper arm, so you are in a twist. Again, keep lifting your right heel upwards towards the sky. Extend the leg behind you, and this time right knee to the outside of the right upper arm. So you're coiling in, rounding in. Extend the leg behind you. Draw the right knee to the nose again. This time foot between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Find space and breathe. So we are hugging into that center, that fire in our core. But we also want to have space that can go wherever we need it. So we ignite the fire, and then we allow it to do what it needs to do. Bring your hands to the ground. Extend through the chest. Spinal twist, right arm to the sky. Bring the hands to the ground. Downward dog or child's pose. So you can always enjoy a child's pose. Resting on the floor, letting the belly relax. You can always breathe here in a downward dog. Alternatively, you can come forward into a plank pose. Lower down. Inhale to a back bend. And we all meet in a downward facing dog. In your downward dog, extend your right leg towards the ceiling. And then downward facing dog again. Extend your left leg towards the sky. Draw the knee to the nose, shoulders come forward over the heels of the hands. Inhale, extend the leg behind you again. And now the twist, so the knee towards your right upper arm. And again, feel that lift, you're rounding into your core to your fire. Reach the leg behind you. Knee to the left upper arm. It's almost like a hip opener, like a squat. Extend the leg behind you. And again, knee to the chest, rounding in. Give your knee a nice kiss. Step the foot between the hands. Inhale, reach up. And breathe. And so sometimes, like today, I felt really tired when I woke up. It's taking me a long time to wake up. And sometimes it's because we are tired. Sometimes it is just that heaviness, just feeling heavy, and just because our days are strains. And sometimes we need to embrace that. Sometimes we need the fire. If we feel heavy, mucousy, stuck, maybe we don't move so much, we need to move, we need that fire again. Extend your arms to the sky if you haven't already. Bring the hands to the front of the mat, we are back in our twist. So breathe here. So stay in your twist, so you keep that left knee forward over your left heel. And you extend. So in your twist, feel the breath moving the body. Lovely. And so again, for most of us, unless you are still working outside your home, most of us are not doing the same movement. So we need that bit of fire in our bodies. So that might be through more fire practice in our yoga. So that's our focus this week. Let's bring the hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Beautiful. So from our downward dog, walk the hands back to the feet and just walk your feet mat distance apart. Bring your forearms to your thighs, come almost into like a chair pose. So you can sit downwards, extend through the chest, find a little bit of space, turn the toes out. And either you stay here to support your knees or your pelvis, or you come all the way in to Malasana yogic squat. And so we will meet sitting closer to the earth. So if you're happy in your squat, you will stay here. If squatting doesn't work for you, you sit on the floor with your feet out in front, or you sit on a block in this position. So again, really listen to your body, to your knees and your pelvis specifically. So lifting through the chest, we'll keep the left arm to the inside of the left knee, but we'll bring the fingertips to the floor, right arm extends. So you come into this open twist. Bring the hands together in the front of the heart. Right fingertips to the floor, left arm extends, spinal twist. Bring the palms together, press the feet to the ground, rise all the way to standing, and come to the front of the mat if you're on your mat. Beautiful. So take a moment to really feel the feet grounding you, pressing down to the balls of the feet, the heels. Feel that lift through the inner arches of the feet, the thighs are lifting. The pelvic floor, the lower abdomen lifts slightly up. Not that you're squeezing the Mula Bandha or Uddiyana Bandha, it's just an awareness of hugging into your center, to your core, and to your fire. Inhale, raise your prayer. Exhale, standing forward, bend hands towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine, half forward, bend hands on the floor or on the shins, and fold it. Step your right leg back. Take your left leg back and slowly lower down. Inhale, lift to your cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Wonderful. So we'll bring the knees to the floor, but we'll come into a half plank pose. So that means your knees are slightly further back than your hips. So your knees are not underneath your hips, they're further back. But the shoulders remain under or over the heels of your hands. Lift up into your shoulders. Find a little bit of support through your core. So again, feeling that fire activation. And all we're going to do is just to shift slightly forward, keeping that long line from crown to the tail. Then we can sit to the heels. We can shift forward into our forward plank. Bend the elbows back so they touch the rib cage. Lowering slightly down and shift back. So what I want you to think about here is you don't need to come all the way down. It's just like almost like a little push-up, and it's a movement into Chaturanga Dandasana. So keep this movement, it can be very fluid, so if you're used to this practice, you can just enjoy the fluidity of the practice. If this is new to you, really consider that strength of your core, the strength of your triceps. It shouldn't be painful in your shoulders. So when you lower down, elbows are almost hugging in, as if you could touch your rib cage with your elbows. And it's as if when you come forward, you have little shelves of your upper arms. And so you want to notice if you stick your bum up or you drop the pelvis, and then you connect to that center again. So we are starting to feel our fire, our truth, our power, that Manipura chakra. This is our power, our truth, our yes, our no. It's also the fire of digestion, the city of jewels. We are our true jewel. So just finding that center as you shift forward and backwards. And then finally come into a child's pose, sitting back to your heels. Head can be on your fist or on the floor, or perhaps your heart on the earth. And right now, just allow your belly to become completely relaxed. So in child's pose, the belly can be soft, it can be expansive. So embracing the nature of your abdomen, your belly, your digestion, the energetics of your navel. We'll meet on the hands and knees. Step your right foot between the hands. Lift the chest all the way up. Extend the arms to the sky. We'll come into a spinal twist. So now options here are, you can always straighten the back leg. Otherwise you can bring the left hand to the floor or to a block, right arm to the sky. If this is easy and you want a different variation, bring the palms together and press into that right leg with your left elbow, opening the chest. You can bring the hand to the outside and right arm to the sky, or you can choose to bind. So again, all of these variations, straight leg or knee on the floor. So come into the variation that works in your body. Wonderful. Yeah, it's a different, I'm reading I can't read too much because I can't really see the screen unless I come here. But it is different teaching live as well. I kind of feel I'm with you. So keep this movement going. So the inhale, the exhale, see how your body moves in the twist. And you are listening to your body because you are responsible for your own body. It's your body. You're the only one that knows what is right. And so from your twist, bring the hands to the floor. Again, your choice, downward dog, child's pose, or you inhale to a plank pose, lower down, come into a back bend, and downward facing dog. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and enjoy on the other side. So from here, step that left foot between the hands, right knee on the floor. Inhale, reach your arms. So this is if you could lift your rib cage, and you have space for all of this, all these things that have to be digested. You have space. Bring the hands to the ground. Again, your choice. You could have your block to come into your spinal twist. You can have your right arm to the outside. You could come into your prayer position. And here you breathe. So being in a twist breathing, it's not always so simple. So you are never rigid. You can feel the body moving with the breath. And then you notice, how does the body want to breathe on the inhale, on the exhale? Is your body telling you to modify, to shift, to change? To go deeper, to ease off a bit? To find more stability, more flexibility? Bring the hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale into a plank pose. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, cobra pose, the upward dog. Come into child's pose. Knees can come apart, resting over your legs. And here again, allow the body to breathe. So really feel the softness of the abdomen and embrace the spaciousness in the belly. Feeling the body breathing. Really nice. So twisting again, we sometimes think of that we massage the internal organs, or certainly the digestive tract, the intestines. We can imagine we can kind of create movement and mobility. We know if we don't move, it's easy to get constipated and all the things that leads to. So movement and creating circulation around the abdomen is so helpful for our inner fire. Let's meet in a downward facing dog. So lift your hips high, finding that length again, lifting the hips away from the rib cage. So again, you're giving your body space. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale to fold it. We'll come into our malasana again. So your variation, maybe you sit on the floor on a block with your feet out in front. So again, we can take a moment just to feel the openness in the hips, spaciousness in the lower back, and then rising up to standing and step the feet together. Beautiful. So we'll come into chair pose in a moment and we'll move again with the breath. So the breath we worked with on the hands and knees was that we were inhaling, we were rounding in. That was the exhale. The inhale, we had the openness. So we'll keep that breath, but we'll add arm variations, and we'll do this in chair pose. So as you come into chair pose, you bend your knees, take your seat back. First, find that neutral spine. Take the arms by the side, so from shoulders to hip, there's that nice straight line. And you can even feel that exhale of lifting the pelvic floor and the abdomen. So hugging into your solar plexus, hugging into your navel center. So really embracing that fire and connecting to your core. The inhale, then we will lift the arms and we can come into a bit of a back bend. Exhale, hugging into the center. Inhale, creating space. Exhale, hugging in. Inhaling to open up. Exhale again, hugging in. So it doesn't need to be a big movement, but you want to feel that exhale connecting to your solar plexus, to your navel center, to that place of fire, the sacred fire of transformation. So just like our digestive fire, our acne in Ayurveda, it's a fire that helps. So you can keep going. Is that fire? The acne is the fire. And it transforms. It transforms whatever we put into our body, our food, our drinks. It transforms to nourishment or to waste. Either of those two. And hopefully the waste goes out through our elimination. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, standing forward bend. Grab hold of your opposite elbow, maybe swing to the side. Relaxing the hip, the jaw. So staying in that forward bend. But it's not just what we take in through our mouth, but we take in from all our senses. You know, we listen to the news or we read the news. How are we digesting that? So if you find it difficult to digest what you're reading in the newspapers or the headlines or on Facebook or watching the news or what people are talking about, what you can hear, then feel that fire, digest it so that you can truly eliminate those sense impressions that doesn't work for you. Something that's not building up some kind of strength and support or nourishment. Allow that to be released. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And let it go. Inhale into chair pose. Bring the feet together if they're not already. Bring the palms to the heart. We'll twist to our right side. So left elbow this time onto your right thigh. Opening the chest, maybe bend the knees a little bit deeper. Now if it's super easy for you, you're very welcome to bring that hand to the outside, but only if your elbow is also to the outside of your right leg. Look down at your toes. We'll step the left leg back. You can bring the knee to the floor if you choose to. So spinal twist again. Release the hands to the floor. Bring the left knee to the ground and just step it a little bit further to walk to your right. So we're going to sit down into our spinal twist. So now this variation doesn't work for everyone. So maybe right knee bends, left leg out in front. Maybe you simply cross over your left thigh, or you cross that left foot to the right hip. Take your right arm slightly behind you. Inhale, reach that left arm to the sky, so again create space. Bend the elbow either to the outside of the right knee or simply just hold the knee. And whatever twist you're in, whatever seated twist your variation is today, then just allow the breath to move the body. Just notice how the body wants to move. Keep your leg variation and face forward. Just hug your right knee towards you, but take your left arm behind you. And then bring your hands to the front of the mat. Step into a downward facing dog or a child's pose. And again, your variation here, you can stay in a child's pose or a downward dog. You can also choose to come forward into a plank pose, lower down, inhale into a back bend, and downward dog. You can choose to do that one more time just in your own breath. So we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Walk the feet to the front of the mat, step the feet wide, just come into Malasana. So if the whole squat doesn't work for you, just come halfway. And so from here we'll come up to standing again, press the feet to the ground, step the feet together, take a deep breath in. Then connect to your heart fire. So fire lifts up, fire rises. That's the movement of the fire. So it rises to that softness, a compassionate, love, devotional place of your heart. Unconditional love for you, for the world. And so again, connecting to any intentions or dedications you may have. And connecting to that prayer in your heart, just this time just to breathe and practice for you. We'll inhale into chair pose. Bring the palms together in front of our hearts. We'll twist to the left side this time, so right elbow onto the left thigh. And keep your knees level if you can. So if your hip is swinging out to the side, you take it back in again. And again, if super easy for you, you're welcome to have the hand on the floor, but it's not necessary. You could have a block as well. We'll step the right leg back. And again, here you breathe. bring the hands to the ground, bring your right knee to the floor. We'll come into the seated twist. Again, your variation. You can take that knee towards your left side and then sit all the way down. So now your left knee is towards the ceiling, right leg on the floor, either in this variation, or maybe the leg is to the right leg is straight. So your variation. Take your left arm behind you, extend for your right side, find space to move, and then twist. Your arm variation. Maybe close the eyes and just let your breath guide you. If you need to ease off, maybe too much fire, too much heat, you just slow down the breath and it will ease out. Face forward again and uncross your legs and just stretch your legs out in front. You can circle the ankles if that feels good. Let your belly relax. Wonderful. So can we do one more twist? Maybe. We've been twisting and using the strength of our arms, so we'll put it all together. So go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. And just for a moment, lengthen the spine. So we have more or less a neutral spine. It might round a little bit. And from here, we'll come into a twist variation again. So in our twist, we will rise up so the fire lifts, and we'll come into crow pose or Bhagasana, but sideways, if that makes sense. So basically, our variation will be, you can choose to stay here, just enjoying that twist. You can even open up and just enjoy a twist. Or if you come into the arm balance variation, your hands will be on the floor, and it's almost like that movement we did with Chaturanga Dhanasana. So now our upper arms again will be like shelves, and the shelves will hold, left elbow will be on our right knee, the right elbow either hovering, or you can choose to rest your right hip on it. So whichever way you prefer. But it's this time we will have to hug in and feel that lift through the pelvis and through the abdomen. So your variation, if you already know this pose and you're happy to play around, you go in straight away. Otherwise, you can come to the side, you plant your hands down. So that movement we did like this, that's a movement we want. The elbows want to come out, you hug them back in again. So you place your hands firmly on the ground, you hug your elbows in, so you start your little shelves. Then you can start to shift forward, bringing your knee and maybe your hip if you choose to, and maybe you just stay on your toes. So you can lift the toes off, you simply stay on the toes, and here you breathe. So that little side crow is all that twisting we have done, but also that hugging in with the elbows, allowing the arms to carry you. So you have a bit of lightness in the body as well. Does that make sense? If you fall down all the time, it's fine. If you're in your living room and have lots of cushions, just bring the cushions. Another variation is, if you need more space, is to put the feet on a block if you have a block. For some people that it's easier, maybe I'll do this from the side. And you could literally just stay with your toes on the block if you choose to. Wonderful. When you're ready, we will enjoy on the other side. So if you just need a moment just to shake it out a little bit, just shake it out. Release your wrist, circle your wrist. And again, your variation, you might just enjoy the seated variation. You might even enjoy a child's pose, Shavasana. You ready for the other side? Different experience. So again, you come into your little perch. Bring the hands to the ground, hugging the elbows in, and you shift forward. And again, maybe you keep your toes on the ground, that's absolutely fine, to find your balance, and then you can rise. So not always so easy to find our balance here. And we always practice compassion and ahimsa, then non-violence. So we always check in. And again, if you come out of the pose and in again, maybe you stay with one of the feet on the floor on a block, just for a little bit of extra support. Keep the elbows hugging in and feel that lift through the belly. And then when you're ready, just release it, shake it all out again. And just for a moment, come into a comfortable seat. You can rest one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Just to really take a moment, just to honor your body, feeling that sacred fire rising. However it's manifesting. And so as we've been hugging it all in to ignite it, to compress it, and this might even have filled the fire in your emotions, even if it's frustration. So now we can release it wherever it needs to go. So we are going to come into bridge pose, Siddha Bandhasana. You can choose to come into full wheel if that is supportive in your body right now. So again, you listen to your body and you do exactly what you need to do. So coming onto the mat. So I'll give you the restorative version first. The restorative version, you'll have a block of cushions around you. Everyone, feet on the floor, knees pointing to the ceiling, nice long neck, the back of the head stays on the ground. Restorative version is to put your cushions or your blocks just underneath the sacrum, and you can just enjoy this as a gentle back bend, and you can really just relax in the front of the body. You can choose to lift up into your bridge pose, Siddha Bandhasana, interlacing the fingers or just arms by the side. You can choose to come into a full wheel by taking the hands by the ears, fingers pointing to the toes, elbows up. Maybe come to the crown of the head and maybe straighten the arms. But you enjoy whatever variation that feels perfect for you in this moment. And then when you're ready, you can slowly lower down, letting the spine roll down vertebra by vertebra. Maybe hand on belly and heart when you come down. If you're restorative, you can stay restorative. And we'll enjoy either variation twice more. So either stay in your restorative variation, or when you're ready, tailbone towards the knees, letting the spine rise. So really feeling that openness in the front body. Maybe you come into your full wheel. I'm not going to do it because I don't think you can hear me when I'm in this variation. So coming into your back bend, feeling all that energy in your core, in your navel center, in your Manipura chakra, just embracing that wherever that fire, wherever that light needs to shine. Take a deep breath in, stay as you exhale, Inhale, and on the exhale, slowly release back down. Again, maybe hand and belly and heart. And you might just be blissed out on back bends. But otherwise, enjoy one more time your back bend. Bridge pose, lifting the hips, or rise all the way up into your full wheel. In your own time, allow the spine to slowly roll all the way down onto the earth, allowing the abdomen to soften, the thigh bones to rest in the hips. You can stay with your knees bent, feet on the floor. You're welcome to hug the knees to the chest. Have your feet on the floor, knees pointing to the ceiling, and you can have your feet quite wide apart, maybe even as wide as your mat. Maybe I'll come all the way to the mat. And we'll drop the knees to our left side. Right arm can come to the right side. So you're just in a relaxed spinal twist. You're not moving or pressing anything. You're just letting your body completely release. And bring the knees to the ceiling and to the other side. Knees pointing towards the ceiling again. And maybe again hug the knees to the chest. You can hold to the back of your thighs or over your shins. Again, no effort, just letting your body just rest in this shape for a few moments. So I'll give a couple of options. You can come into Shavasana, just having your feet on the floor or straighten the legs, arms by the side, palms up or on your body. Or you can come up into meditation. So I'm giving these options because we'll just continue for a few more moments. So if you have time, then you can enjoy Shavasana. If you have less time this moment, just come into a comfortable seat. Maybe hands again on belly or heart and on your knees. allowing the eyes to close if that's comfortable for you. So wherever you are just allowing your body to breathe, allowing that sacred fire to burn just perfectly, not erratic, not dangerously. You're not afraid that it's going to go out. That fire is kindled just perfectly. And maybe the light and brightness or the warmth from the fire, you allow that to go to somewhere in your body, maybe a specific emotion or feeling. Maybe that light is shining out into the world. So you can stay in your meditation or relaxation as we are coming up to the hour of the session. But if you need to come out, then just find your way into this comfortable seat. Maybe just let your body move a bit if you're seated. Release the jaw, the tongue. Take a couple of deep breaths. And honor this time you've taken to nourish and to nurture yourself, to ignite your inner fire. Honor your body, your breath. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart, we will conclude with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So breathing in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, namaste everyone. And again, thank you so much for joining me, whether you are here live or you are joining later on. Please do write a message in the comment box if you were on here, just say hello. If you're on the Facebook call, there should be a message just in the link. So obviously this is just part of my regular schedule now. I'm not teaching in person, but these are the regular timetables. So on Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday, currently teaching. And it is just donation based. So if you feel that you want to contribute or make a donation, the link should be either in the Facebook post or on Instagram in the profile. Via the profile there's a donation button that you can press on to contribute if you wish to do so. You might not do it today, you might do it another time if you've done a few classes. You can press the share button, which is always wonderful if you want to share this session or share that I'm doing sessions if someone might like to join in. Next time is Saturday. Hopefully I'll have a microphone, so I'll probably put that onto the Facebook variation, because that's where the whole session will be if we suddenly have to stop the session on Instagram. So hopefully the sound will be better on the Facebook. So we'll explore and see how it works. So if you have questions, let me know. I think sometimes I can see your messages, sometimes I can't until afterwards, but please do feel free to put something in the message box if you are here, or how you're feeling, how you are. I can put comments on. How is your digestion? How's your belly feeling? So lots of twisting, so really just take it easy. Drink plenty of warm water, herbal teas, all the other things that we need to do. So yeah, I think that's it, unless you have something else to say. If you have any requests as well, so I had requests about arm balancing, so we did that today and yesterday. I had requests about hip openers, we did that last week. So if you have anything you want to explore, please do let me know. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you.